We talked about basic division in the last video, so now we're going to talk about long division, okay? And there's a couple ways to do long division, so I'm going to show you two ways, okay? We first need to talk about the DMSB way, okay? I'm going to split the board up. Now I'm going to use the same example problem, okay? I'm going to use, 926 divided by 12, okay? Say we're going to use the DMSB way. DMSB stands for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Or we could use repeated subtraction. Either way should help you arrive at the same answer. Okay? If I'm going to use DMSB, I need to set it up the way we would a division problem. 926 divided by 12. I need to know my multiples of 12. So 12 times 1, 12 times 2, 12 times 3, 12 times 4, 12 times 5. And you don't have to make a whole list, but start with at least the first 5. Now, you're trying to identify which numbers matter. It's these and these, okay? Now, the first step is to divide. When you go to divide, you ask yourself, how many 12s can I get out of 9? Somebody says, none, Mr. Gray, 9 is too small. So when I say none or no, I put a 0. Now don't look at this as just a 9. Look at it as a 92. How many 12s can I get out of 92? Oh, I don't know. I know 92 is definitely big enough. Do you see 92 over here? No. So I need to continue my list a little bit. So I can include a range of numbers that encompass 92. Well, I know that 92 falls between 84 and 96. Since 92 is more than 84, but not quite 96, I'm going to use the 7 right here. That was my divide step. Now I multiply. 7 times 12 is 84. Now I subtract. 92 minus 4 is 8. Now I bring down the 6, and then 8 becomes an 86. And I just repeat the process all over again. So I'll write DMSB again. I do the divide step. How many 12s can I get out of 86? I look for 86 over here. It will fall between 84 and 96. Well, it's more than 84, but not quite 96. So I'll use the 7 instead of the 8. Put the 7 up there. That's my D step. Now I multiply. 7 times 12 is 84. That's my N step. Now I subtract. 86 minus 84 is 2. There's nothing to bring down, so 2 is my remainder. Okay? If I wanted to check this, my answer is 77, remainder 2. But if I wanted to check this, I can do 77 times 12. And that should give me 924. And then I add the remainder of 2. And it should give me 926. Of course, the 77 is your quotient. And the 2 is your remainder. Of course, the 12 was the divisor. And this is just using our vocabulary to identify parts. The 926 is your dividend. Okay? It's important that we know the vocabulary. Now I'm going to take this same problem and use repeated subtraction. I'm going to take 926 divided by 12. Repeated subtraction is basically the same, but it sometimes can take longer. Sometimes it doesn't take quite as long at all. You basically do it the same way. You ask yourself, how many times can the divisor go into each individual digit in the dividend? My divisor is 12. How many 12s can I get out of 9? Someone said none. 9 is too small, so put a 0 up there. Now look at this as a 92. Can I subtract 12 from 92? Is it big enough? Yes, so start your subtraction right there. I try to section off where I'm about to begin subtracting so I don't mix it up with what I have to bring down when I'm finished. I'm going to put my first 12 just like this. The 2's aligned and the 9 and the 1 are aligned. Now I start subtracting. Notice I'm not over here yet. 2 minus 0 is 2 minus 2 is 0. 9 minus 1 is 8. I'll keep subtracting 12 until I get a number smaller than 12, or a difference smaller than 12. And again, sometimes this can take a while, but it's a great method. And it's easy to catch your mistakes. Okay? So you can see my difference is smaller than 12. Before I bring down my next number, before, I need to circle everywhere I subtracted 12. Then I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That goes on top of the 2. Now this 8 will be joined by 6, and it turns into 86. And again, it looks like I'm going to run out of room if I keep on subtracting. So I'm going to take this 86 and write it over here, and just keep subtracting 12 until I get a number smaller than 12, or a difference smaller than 12. Division is repeated subtraction. We're repeatedly subtracting the same thing over and over until we get an answer that's smaller, not the same, but smaller than what we're using to subtract with. Go ahead and circle everywhere you subtracted 12. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This here is our remainder. That's what we have left over. There's nothing else to bring down, so it has to be our remainder. And of course, as you can see, we got 77 remainder too. Exactly what we got over here. And you can use the same technique to check it. Hopefully this works. It's important that you keep your numbers and columns neat and aligned. That's the only way this will work. Follow these steps to the T and you shouldn't have any problems. These methods work with any division problem.